Right now, guys, we're gonna take some time away from the booth and walk around SEMA and show you some of the sites that we've found here at SEMA 2024. So let's go. All right, guys, so we are headed over to the Milltek booth. For you that follow us, you already have heard of the Milltek name. Obviously, they do exhausts for a lot of different makes and models. I've used them since 2007, 2008. In the meantime, Milltek has grown exponentially. They've acquired the distribution rights for Urban Automotive. You guys know we have built many Urban Automotive wide body, wide track XRS builds, the Defender. Today, we're gonna walk into their booth, see some of their products that they have, including the new Range Rover Sport program down there. That is the wide track package for the Range Rover Sports. And in West Michigan, we have a ton of Range Rover Sports. So I know somebody's been itching to do something. And right here, we've got the new Toyota, what is it, Justin? And right here, we've got the new Toyota Land Cruiser fitted with the full Milltek Urban. I think that's Urban. Is it Urban? We don't even know. Is it an Urban?
Light bar.
Light bar? Full package? Overland? I don't know, but it looks pretty sick. It's got 1552s on it. I know Dusty Baker likes those. So we're gonna go walk around this car, take a look at it, and then show you the Range Rover Sport and all the Urban products at the end. All right, guys, so in West Michigan, we have a lot of Range Rover Sports, but we don't have a lot of these. This is the Urban wide track package for the new Range Rover Sport. Now you'll notice quite a few differences on this car. This one, Urban does do the full carbon fiber bonnet. They also do the full carbon fiber front bumper. That's right, full front bumper with all of these insane carbon accent pieces. Obviously our Urban lettering on the hood. When you come along to the side, not only do we have the front splitter, but on the side we have the fender grills in our side skirt package. Along with in the back, when we walk to the back, we'll show you the rear wing and the bumper. So if you look back here, you can see how it kind of restyles the back of the Range Rover Sport, adding this gloss black spoiler up top, and then obviously down below, we have our exhaust and our carbon rear diffuser. Now, again, we've talked about these in our Defender builds. It doesn't seem like the package is big, but when you put it all into one, it makes a huge difference on the car. This car's also been fitted with the 23-inch Urban Automotive forged wheels. This one's sitting low, so they're tucked right, and it gives you a good look of how the new Range Rover Sport can look fully fitted with an Urban kit. All right, guys, I'm lucky enough to have Brit Lee with us in the Milltek booth. Brit, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
She is the head of Milltek North America. So what that means is that when I have a problem, instead of calling the other guys and them having to listen to me, Brit gets to listen to me.
Yep.
And she's done a great job. Obviously, that's why we really stand behind Milltek and Urban and everything that you guys carry. I wanted to introduce kind of our clients to you and let them know who's behind the Milltek brand, but also let them know a little bit more about what Milltek does, what you guys are offering, some new products that are coming to market. What are some things that we have to look forward to going into next year?
Absolutely. So the minute that we get back from SEMA, we are starting our Z06 program. Well, it's already started. We've done the downpipes for it, no check engine, but when we get back, we're doing the catback to match that.
Okay.
We've done a few other Corvette catbacks, but we haven't done one for the Z06 yet. So we have the Stingray catback here,
Yep.
which will be a little similar to the Z06, but we're gonna finesse it and make sure it's right, make sure it works perfectly with the cats as well, make sure there's no drone,
Yep.
make sure it sounds good, and work with people like you to test it, to make sure that you're happy with the sound, that you actually do enjoy it, and that we've got it right for the client base that we have.
So would there be a chance that we might get one of the first Z06
I think you'll
exhausts?
probably get the first.
The, you heard it, the first. So if we see any content, anything related to Milltek in Z06,
the first one.
we should be the first. So that means clients, if you want to be the first, you should probably reach out to us now so that we can talk to Brit ahead of time and get some of those set aside. Now, obviously we have the C8 stainless system here, right? And you guys do sport cats?
Yep, we do. Our heat wrap sport cuts to prevent heat distribution in the engine bay, keep the gas flow nice and hot throughout the system as well. You can get them heat wrapped or non-heat wrapped depending on what you're going for with the build.
Okay, is this, now you guys are predominantly in the European market. Is this something you guys are trying to get further into? Is some of the more, I'd call it exotic domestic or the higher end domestic cars?
Absolutely, yes. So historically, we're 41 years old in the UK, mostly known in the European market. We do some bits of JDM stuff, but now that we're out here in the US, there's so many cars that we want to drive, and we're enthusiasts at the end of the day.
Right.
So there's a whole list of cars that we want to do development on. We've got the truck here and the Land Cruiser. We've done exhaust on both of these. So full Corvette range coming out. Camaro we have coming out.
Oh, wow.
And a few other Hellcat Challenger we did earlier in the year. So we're learning about the different engines, learning about the different builds that are out here, but taking our expertise from the UK and really applying it to the engines that we're seeing here.
I like that because there tends to be a little more finesse in the European market. It seems like you guys spend maybe a little bit more time than some traditional domestic companies where they seem to rush to market, not as much R&D, where you guys seem to take the time and not be less concerned with how quick we get something to market, but instead the quality of when we go to market.
Absolutely, and we do try and get out relatively quick to market, but our R&D process is so thorough that we've kind of nailed that now.
Sure.
Our R&D engineer in the UK, the head of the whole R&D globally, has been with the business pretty much since the beginning of time. So he's the most well-experienced guy that we could have. So between my guys out here and the guys in the UK, there's nothing that we can't get right with a bit of teamwork.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. Now let's rewind, because Brit said something about driving cars. They are car enthusiasts themselves, so we have to ask her, right? What car are you driving, Brit? Tell us what you currently daily drive.
my daily is the G87 M2.
Where is that car right now as we speak?
It is out the front of the SEMA Hall, SEMA Central.
She has her own car, mind you, it's an M2. Does that have carbon seats in it?
It's got the carbon buckets, yeah.
Does it have a roll cage in it?
It has a roll cage in it.
Is it tuned?
It's tuned.
I mean, who else are we going to buy parts from other than the head of a company that drives something as gnarly as that? And how much horsepower?
580 to the wheel it got on dyno.
And you're going to bring that up to Grattan and take it out to a track day. I heard you commit to that already, right?
Yeah.
Next year?
I heard there was a bachelor trip involved.
Well, it could be. Yeah. Don't spoil anything here. Hold on. We don't want to give out too much information. She's going to be coming to Michigan at some point. We're going to make her bring that badass M2. And you guys that are used to coming to track days with us, you'll be able to meet Brit, see the car in person, see some of the Milltek performance stuff on her car, and also just get to know a little bit more about the people behind the brands. And that's really what this was about today, is introduce our customers.
We get to come and meet your customers.
You can meet some of them.
That's awesome.
We're going to filter them, but we know that you're a
handful.
handful, and I don't need you going in there, poking the wrong bear in there, and then they come after me. Brit's amazing to have. If more people were like her and her team, the business would just be easier more and more. And that's why it's really important we stick with good people and we do good business, because we're going to make mistakes. We're going to have issues. That stuff you'll never get away from, and nobody's ever going to claim that they're perfect. If they do, I feel like they're lying. Yeah. So it's always having the backing of a reputable company like Milltek and Urban and everybody that you guys represent help us do our job to our best ability and reflect that to the client. So I just want to thank you for that. And thank you for the continued support going into next year.
Thank you guys, it's absolutely our pleasure. We thoroughly enjoy working with you. Can't wait to see what we do together next.
Awesome. Thanks, Brit. Been a pleasure. All right, guys, so this is the entrance to the TOYO Treadpass, just outside of the Gentex booth. Today we're going to walk in. This is where some of the best builds here at SEMA are at. I know the guys stand at TOYO. Hopefully we will put a car in there one day. Not today, but today I'm going to show you some really cool cars that are out here. I found it.
Now it's really good. Yeah, look at you guys. 6'5".
I think this is my new car, guys. So I followed these two cars online. They're pretty wicked. I know one is Cam Koalas. He won Battle of the Builders in the Young Guns divisions in the past. And then this, which I think is a CRX, is insane. So there's a lot of really cool stuff out here, guys, but this, to me, is probably the one that's going to steal the show in Treadpass, an all-carbon GTR. Whoever built this car, they paid attention to all the details. Not only do they have a fade paint, but the carbon fiber is actually aligned panel to panel. So it's the proper way that you would lay carbon on a full body car. And this car is just really well executed. If I was to do a JDM, I would hope that I could do something similar to this, but this guy should be proud. Have you ever wanted a Rolls Royce with teal interior? Alex, that's your new car. Another car that stands above a lot of other cars out here, guys, is this Bronco. Cream on cream, the interior is bananas. A really well done car. I can see the whole chassis has been chassis black, finished, fender wells, everything. You got to take a peek on the inside of that. Now, if you can see through the sun, guys, behind me is a Toyota Tacoma pre-runner. Tacoma? Tundra? What is it? That's what I thought. Okay. Probably the baddest Toyota Tacoma pre-runner here at SEMA this year is here in the Treadpass. And it's right here behind me. This thing is bananas. Best of the best. Can probably take on anything the desert has here in Vegas. This thing is crazy. Hey John at Here on Speed and Matt. I think we got to do something like this on our next build. All right, guys, so now we just left the Treadpass area. We are in South Hall, going to see David at MVForged. We're going to go to Vossen AL13, see what they got coming out for next year. All right, guys, so right behind me, we're in South Hall, here to see David and the guys at MV and AL13. They are both companies under Wheel Image. As you can see, big crowd here. These are where the heavy hitters all live. Let's go check them out. Okay, so we are in the middle of the lineup, guys. all carbon SVR, 296, 812, Revolto. I'm not gonna tell you what's at the very end. I see a 720, 765 wide body. The Cullinan with the pink interior. All creations from Cy at Creative Bespoke. Cy's been a friend of mine for the last 7-8 years. We kind of met here at SEMA when we were both very small and starting out. It's amazing to see the partnerships he's made in Arizona and in the world beyond, and how he's expanded his brand into being one of the top elite custom car builders in the world. So what I believe is the first fully built Revolto in the world is right here. You probably saw it on Shmi's channel, everybody else's channel. Cy built this and revealed it a few days ago at his open house at Creative Bespoke. This thing is nasty, insane, over the top, every adjective that there is. You gotta take a walk around that. But before you do that, right there on the end, that's right, that's that creamsicle F40. If you've ever been looking for a cream F40, that's your boy right there on the end. I could probably see myself rocking that down the strip. I might have to change out the polish and the chromes because I'm not that classic kind of guy, but that thing is nasty. So guys, here's the first wingless Rift wide body 720. It's also available on the 765. Rift always does a top-notch job. Take a look at some of the carbon work in the grille screens and around the exhaust. That's that attention to detail that we always strive for. And I think I've got a couple clients that should probably see this kit in person and possibly build it a little different in the label way, but using this kit. All right, guys, so I got the man with me, David Batarseh. He is the CEO of AL13 and MVForged. For everybody in Michigan, everybody at Label, they know MV wheels because we've been using them since day one. David is the guy that listens to me bitch and complain every time, right?
Hey, for me, it's not bitch and complain. I love this guy's vision. I love his passion, so I'm just trying to keep up, man. That's it.
David's married to a Greek woman, right?
I am, yeah, absolutely.
So he knows how us Greek people get.
100%, bro. 100%.
We have a lot of emotion behind us.
Everyone's a malaka, bro. Everyone's a malaka until you're a good guy. That's
Dad,
it.
plug your ears. But
I gotta bleep that, bro.
If everybody isn't familiar with what David does here, he creates insane designs. He's allowed us the flexibility and creativity to create our own wheel line with you. And we are so prideful to have that relationship because it elevates us in a space that no one else really lives in. Can you explain to me just a little bit behind how AL13 and MVForged got started, how you created this? I mean, this is probably one of the best booths at SEMA. So
I appreciate that,
how did
bro.
you create this type of business in such a short time frame?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, this is like our 10-year anniversary, believe it or not. I started off selling wheels out of my van. So I was selling just cast wheels out of my van on Facebook and Craigslist, so I don't have to get a freaking job at the mall at Paxton or something.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, I love what I do. I originated from BMWs and, you know, I always got into the BBS thing and all that. And I said, you know, I want to start selling some wheels, make some money. So. Started on the van when I was 18 years old, selling wheels, started making good money on my own, just hustling, slanging. Almost looked like a drug dealer all the time with a wad of cash, right? So after that, I just, I started my own wheel brand, cast wheel brand. We own like 5 brands under our umbrella. Started doing well, and I said, I'm bored now. I want to start creating. I want to start manufacturing. So I started manufacturing. I just trial and error. Me and my lead engineer, lead designer, the guy's phenomenal. He's one of the best in the industry. We really open the box. We like to trend set. We don't like to follow.
Absolutely.
So we're really trying new things and good tools, good team. And to be honest with you, man, it's not just me, it's the team, bro.
Absolutely.
And you know that. You know that. It's the team. And that's why we like working with partners like you guys that have the same type of vision and the craftsmanship that you guys do. So it goes hand in hand with branding, right? So
absolutely. Now you guys should really hear a key word that David said was manufacturing. That is not for the weak of heart. Anybody that thinks you can go out and start a wheel brand and manufacture wheels, it's not that easy. So don't be fooled by all the glitz, glam, sexy cars and think like you can just go out and do this. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of failure, a lot of money, a lot of resilience, right, to make it to the end.
You have to. It's not for the weak-hearted, man. I'll be honest with you. It's really tough. The day that I clocked in this manufacturing business, I never clocked out. I work 24/7. You got to be that guy. If you're that guy, so don't call me at 5 you know what, you just stick to a 9 to 5 because this ain't for you. So,
Yep.
And another thing too that we're really proud of is it's made in America. It's fully made in-house. We do everything from the engineering, designing, programming, cutting, prepping, finishing, assembly, packaging. Everything is in-house. You know, same like all the other big brands that everyone has always looked up to.
Oh, yeah.
And our motto is, you know, pretty much our philosophy is we don't have to be here for 50 years in the game to show that what we can do.
Absolutely.
All it takes is money, good team, the right equipment, the right persistence, the right resilience, like you said,
yes.
and we can get there. So I think we've been showing that. I never feel like I made it. I always feel like we got to keep going.
Yes,
you can't get comfortable, bro. You can't get comfortable. So that's what this is all about. We're at SEMA. We're showing people every single year. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about.
To me, guys, that's an inspirational story. 10 years, 12 years, coming from a van, selling stuff. I came from my parents' garage. I came from working in dealerships to make money, to try to work on clients' cars. Very similar stories. And when I hear guys that have stories like that, that stand behind what they say, because I'll tell you, I'm not an easy person to work with. And he understands that I'm trying to create something special for my own self. We're a small team. We don't have the money and the wherewithal to make mistakes, and our clients really rely on us. And that's why I continue to say, we won't work with everybody. We work with people that have vision, and they work hard
100%.
like these guys because they know what we're doing all the way across the country.
100%, man.
And we need guys like that in our industry to stick
100%.
together, and we'll always be there with MV. Nobody will ever take that business away from us.
100%.
They've got us
Vice
till
versa.
day one.
Vice
So,
versa, man. Vice versa.
we
I appreciate you
the
guys.
time,
Hey,
brother.
For real, man. I
All the
appreciate you
best.
guys. Yeah.
All right, guys, so we are here at the Vossen Booth today. They are releasing 30 new styles, and I guess they have over 100 wheels on display in here. So we're going to check in with the host and head inside.
It's all right, come on here. Do you mind if I scan your badge real quick?
So we're here in the Vossen booth. For years, Vossen always had one of the best wheel displays, and I don't think this year is going to let us down. Look at this lineup of wheels, and we got a bar back here. Let's go inside and take a look around. Should we tow with these? They'd look good on the tow rig. So if you guys are not familiar, Vossen does do Urban Automotive wheels, which we've done obviously on some of our Defender builds, and we've done Novatec on Ferrari and Lamborghini. These are the models along with Champion Motorsports down in Pompano Beach. Vossen does all of those brands' wheels as well. All right, guys, so our last stop on our SEMA Walkaround is going to be the ZR1. Now, we all know the power that the ZR1 has. Now we know what the ZR1 looks like. This is not with the big track package wing on the back. This is just your standard ZR1. And to be honest, compared to what we see in our booth, I expect more from the ZR1. But that being said, I like the hood. They have the center mount radiator in there, similar to our system, except the front trunk is not usable on the ZR1. The look is really cool. If you go along the side of the car, it looks very much similar to the Z06, other than the side air intake tanks. For the turbo system, obviously you guys will see here, this is the air intakes for the turbo system in the car. And really, I think, as far as aesthetically, that's where the ZR1 stops. Now, if I was to design the ZR1, whether it be the ZR1 or the Zora, I feel like you should add some styling treatments to the car, especially with 1,000 horsepower. But again, that's why I don't work at GM and we do what we do. But from the backside, you can see standard taillights, standard chrome tips, low wing spoiler. I don't know why the roof on this is wrapped in fake carbon. Must have been somebody's choice to do that, not my choice. This is the new Hysteria Purple. It's a cool color. I like the color a lot. Out in the sun, I think it pops. Tan interior on this one, but overall, there's really not too much to take away from this car that I think is very exciting compared to the Z06, other than what's under the hood. The carbon ceramics are bigger. They do look a lot better. They have a really cool mirror finish on them. I do like the braking setup, but am I overly impressed with it? No, but am I impressed with the power? Absolutely. So hopefully GM decides to do something for Zora. Granted, that won't be available to everybody in the public because the price point, I'm sure, will be astronomical, but that will be good for us because it keeps shops like us able to create, I would say, something more artistic that fits with the power that these cars come with from the factory. So as we wrap up our time here at SEMA, I would be remiss to not mention the cars that are in our booth with us. The Ring Brothers. I've known about the Ring Brothers, Mike and Jim Ring, for over 20 years, so I didn't really have any interaction with them other than seeing them at events like the Detroit Autorama, SEMA, things like that, but I've always been a fan. Their work is kind of what inspired me to have the vision that I have in the modern day cars, because the attention to detail that they put into these builds, like this Grand National behind me, are second to none. These guys need no introduction wherever they go, and they are the best of the best in the industry. They've been great to talk to. The family is amazing. They have a small shop in Wisconsin, very similar to like what we have in Grand Rapids, except with more machining and engineering capabilities. And hopefully before we take off, we can grab Ryan or one of the guys over at the Ring Brothers and give you a little more in-depth look at what we kind of look at as rolling art. And they are, when I say this is not me gushing, they are the best of the best when it comes to thoughtful, creative, engineering, ingenuity, and also just making works of art that function. So this is going to wrap up our SEMA 2024 experience, guys. It's been another whirlwind. It always feels like the day we get here, we have so much to go, and then by the end of it, not only are we tired, but it feels like it went by fast. And on Friday, when we get the cars out of here, hit the street, and only get concerned with one thing, which is getting back home safely with the truck, trailer, and the car, we want to thank everybody that has helped us get here, from our partners that helped us create the program for the car, for the scanning, to the parts, to the support that we get from our industry partners here at SEMA. It's been another amazing experience and something that I'm truly grateful for. I always said if I could come to SEMA and bring one car here in my lifetime, my life would be complete. We've done it over 4 or 5 times now, and each time have gotten better every time we presented something here. No exception with this car today. I'm just very proud of my team and of what we are able to create and bring to the world stage when it comes to custom cars, in this case, the C8 Z06. Hopefully, some of what we've shown here is interesting for you guys and you enjoy some of the inside look at what we do here and some of the cars that are here. There's so much more to cover. We could literally spend all week here shooting and bring that to you. So we don't spend enough time getting out there and seeing what's out there, but we wanted to make it a point to show you some of what we do while we're here, and hopefully you enjoyed that behind the scenes look. As usual, we always please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate the support we've gotten. We've had so many people come here at SEMA and say, I watch every episode. We've been watching for 2 years. That means so much because it's weird to hear that, because most of the time it's just me and Justin and not a lot of people, and we don't have any interaction. So it's really neat to see you guys come out, look at our work, tell us how it looks better in person than it does on screen. That stuff keeps us going in the long nights and in the winter while we're just over there grinding, waiting for spring to come. So until next year, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back at the shop.